Hello Aquarius, and welcome to my channel Inspiring Life Changes. My name is Colette and I'm here today to do a reading for all Aquarians that are Sun, Moon, Venus and Rising, or for those of you that have a lot of air signs or Aquarius in your chart. This reading is for you. You may not know where your Moon or your Venus or your rising sign are, so I will be putting a link in the description box down below for you to go and check out and see where your own natal planets are, and you may kind of find something of interest there as well for you to kind of do your own research at some point as well, if you're so inclined. So as I say, this is a reading today for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Venus and Rising, and also for Aquarius cross watchers who may be interested in an Aquarius. If that's the case, and if you feel that the energies are more talking about yourself rather than the Aquarian person that you have some interest in, then the energies can be swapped over. So be aware of that as well, Aquarius cross watchers. So the first card that I'm going to start out with today is a Namaste Blessing card. And it is the card of a blessing from the beloved. It's a really beautiful card, and it has this butterfly right at the very center here, which is saying to me that there's a transformation taking place here. That there's something that's happening to do with yourselves, Aquarius. And this can also be quite an Aquarian card in the sense of it kind of representing the Temperance card as well, in a way. It also has a little star here as well. And so the card for me is kind of saying that there is this inner transformation taking place, and you're kind of pulling in these energies. I don't feel that it's so much about this being radiated out as it is kind of pulling it in towards you at the moment, Aquarius. And there may be a good reason for that, but I shall read you the card, and it says, "Love unfolds your wings and you fly high above the earth into the realm of heaven. Blessed by the light of her beautiful soul, you enter the emerald heart of the Divine Mother, which is full of eternal blessings. The world is your playground, waiting to be explored, beloved." So I don't know if you want to take a screenshot of that, and I'll show you that side as well for future reference. But the first card that we have come out for you here, Aquarius, is the Six of Cups. The nostalgia card, for me, the card of melancholy, sadness, kind of reflective, kind of looking back at things. It's reversed, so it's saying to me that this is an energy that has been around for a while, but you haven't dealt with it. It's something that is kind of hanging about and you're still needing to sort it. You're still needing to kind of move on from this energy. And you're kind of stuck in this place, I feel, at the moment, Aquarius. If it's up the right way, you can see that she's kind of got this cup here and she's looking into it and reflecting. This can also be a card of past memories as well, because these cups each represent something from your past. So it can also have something to do with a past love, which is often what the Six of Cups talks about. It could also be somebody that you've known for a long time, a past love that you've had a relationship with. You may no longer be in a relationship with that person, or you may be in a relationship with them, but there's a feeling of real kind of nostalgia and wanting to move on from this. And the energy that's crossing over it today is the Ace of Pentacles. And I get a weird feeling with this card today that this is about you, because it's an ace, it's a new energy, and because it's kind of pentacles, it's to do with how you earn a living, how you use the money that you earn, how you husband that money, how you kind of use it, how you make it work for you. As you work for it, it has to work for you also. So it's kind of a two-way relationship with this energy here. But today it came out to me saying over the top of this 6 that there's something about maybe a loss of money here as well. Something that you've may had a situation where you've kind of, you're not as, what's the word I'm looking for here? Not quite as well off, not quite as abundant possibly as you have been in the past. So you're having to really look at ways of making this coin work for you. What are you going to invest it in, so to speak? How are you going to create more? But I get the feeling, Aquarius, that this is about you having to learn how to make money work for you rather than you just working for it. So it could also be to do with you putting it into a new business. It could also be to do with family, in the sense of having to kind of teach your family also how to be a little bit more frugal, maybe. I just get the feeling of kind of having to learn the value here of it not flowing, because this is the challenge card over the top of the heart of the reading. And the card that's come out over the top of these two cards, the Queen of Swords or the Queen of Air, is saying to me here that there needs to be a use of perception. You need to be very perceptive in this situation here. You need to really use your intellect and your intelligence and your logic and your kind of ability to understand a situation even before it happens somehow. It's like trying to see ahead, trying to see what will happen if you do this, what will be the outcome. Will it work for me? Will it won't work for me? There's always guesswork involved in that kind of situation as well. But this is saying, sorry about that, this is saying that there is kind of a perception. It could also have something to do with somebody who for you represents the Queen of Air. This could be yourselves, Aquarius. You are an air sign. You know, it could be a Libran, it could be a Gemini, it could just be somebody who has a lot of air in their natal chart and who comes across as very clinical, kind of a clinical approach to things, very matter of fact, very kind of self-assured, very I don't want to say cold, because it's not a cold energy, but it's an energy of somebody who you may find has a bit of an austere element about them. At least on the outside, they have this kind of more, this persona of being a little bit more, because of the blue as well, the kind of icy, there's a sense of kind of an icy edge to this energy here. But also this owl here is saying that you need to use your insight, because they are very perceptive creatures, owls. They hunt in the dark. They can see things that other people can't see. So what's in your head at this moment, Aquarius, and what you are aware of is the 10 of Pentacles. And 10 of Pentacles is saying to me that this is a situation that you are wanting. This is what's in your head. This is what you're aware of. This is a situation of completion, because it's a 10, but it's also about satisfaction. It's also about achieving that goal. It's about getting to that point of having everything you need But this is kind of where you're at, really. This is the starting point. The Ace of Pentacles leads through to the Ten of Pentacles. So this is just what's in your head, and what you're aware of is this is where you want to be. You want to have security. You want to have a sense of foundation and a sense of groundedness and a sense of really being safe. Because this is a very family orientated card as well. It kind of shows a family with a baby. And it's very lush, it's very green, it's very abundant, it's very full of promise, this card. But it's also a 10, so when you get to this stage as well, there's kind of this scenario kind of kicks in, and it's almost like you have to step it up a level. And it's come out with the Patience card, also known as the Temperance card, which is all about a feeling of, for me, the Temperance card always exists only within a relationship. And because it's in reverse, I'm getting the feeling that this is kind of saying that at this moment in time, Aquarius, you're being told to wait. You're being told to hang fire on something. Don't rush into something just because this is what you want. This may not be the right time for you, because this card on here, she actually has this clock here. If you can see that, she's got this clock attached to her, and there's other kind of watches and things in the picture as well. So it is a kind of time related card. And for me, it kind of says that things happen in the right time for the right reasons. But because it's in reverse, I'm just getting the feeling that this is about you not kind of trying to make something happen too soon. And interestingly, underneath the energy that you have down below here, the Star card is about hope, and it's about kind of letting all this stuff out of Pandora's box. It's about everything in life, all the trials and tribulations that we have to go through. But at the very bottom of this box, there's this beautiful star, this healing star, which also came out for me in your Namaste card as well. Little blue star there. And so the star does represent hope after all this period of time. But this is what's down below. This is what you're not so aware of. This is what's in your subconscious. Whereas this is in your conscious mind. This is what you're wanting to achieve, Aquarius, at this time. This star has come out with the Three of Water. So this is saying to me that there is a situation that is clouded, it's foggy, there's something that you don't know whether you really want to accept it or not. For me, the pearls always represent this kind of feeling of something that's an irritant, they're only ever produced because they irritate the oyster. And although they're naturally produced by the oyster itself, it also kind of says that there is this energy of, if they hadn't annoyed the oyster, they wouldn't exist. I mean, they start off as a grain of sand, which is something infinitesimal and kind of completely different to how it turns out, which can also represent the relationship as well, because it's cups, it's water energy. But I kind of get the feeling that this represents all this stuff here for you, Aquarius, at the moment. All these like constant barrage of things that you're having to go through. If this is about a relationship, it doesn't have to be about a relationship, but it did start out with the Six of Cups. So for me, it does kind of represent that emotional relationship energy. And just this feeling of you can't kind of get to the bottom of something. And you also have at the bottom of, well, yeah, we're at the bottom of this. These three cards basically came out together in the subconscious area. And again, it's the Ten of Cups. But this time, this Ten of Cups for me is very different type of energy. Because here, not the Ten of Cups, so the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Earth. Here, in this one, there's a sense of satisfaction and everything that is wanted has been kind of achieved. There's a sense of, now that I've got what I want, I can just relax and just kind of enjoy it. Enjoy what I've achieved. Enjoy what I've managed to get hold of. But that is what's in your head and what you're aware of. And the subconscious Ten of Earth here for me is saying that there's a feeling of not being satisfied. Although it's a Ten of Earth, and that is all about kind of a completion of things and achievement, and again sort of seeing that you've got all this, you've got this chest here with all these kind of jewels and treasure, which kind of represents these to me as well, these jewels and treasure. But there's just this feeling for me of kind of a despondency, a kind of feeling of like, if you see her face, she doesn't look like she's really enamored or satisfied with this here, although she's achieved all this. And all these pentacles down the side here kind of representing those achievements. It's like there's an emptiness to me in this card. It's almost like there's something missing. There's a sense of something not being wholly satisfying. So they're the energies that have come out together in your subconscious realm. And in the energy that's moving away, Aquarius, we have this Emperor. And the Emperor is a very strong, dynamic, masculine energy. It doesn't have to be a man. It can be a woman with this energy. But it is the masculine driving energy. And it's the energy that's the relevant thing rather than the actual figure itself. And he holds this world in his hand, and he has the lightning bolts here as well. So it's almost like he's kind of saying, you know, that he has this control. He can kind of make things happen unexpectedly. There's an element with the Emperor of being very kind of, what's the word I'm looking for here? Very kind of a fixed type of energy, a very fixed type of energy. Kind of once he's made his mind up, it's very hard to change that mind. It's very fixed, it's very solid, it's very grounded, it's very concrete, it's very kind of so he's got this castle on his head as well, which kind of represents that whole sense of him knowing who he is, and he knows his energy, he knows his power, he knows his influence. It's an energy of influence. It can be a boss, it can be a father figure, it can be an actual father, it can be somebody who is like a mentor, a teacher, a guru, that kind of energy. But it's also about creating. It's about bringing things into the real world, making something actually happen. It's the energy of making things happen. And interestingly, it has come out with the Emperor card again. But this time it's in reverse. And this card is very different to me to this card again. This card to me is saying But there's a need for courage here. Whatever this is about, you're going to have to find your courage to move it forward, or to do something about it, to be dynamic and active in this situation. Because this Emperor being in reverse is kind of saying to me there's a resistance and a reluctance here. If you look as well, he looks like he's been in battle. He looks like he's been out there on the battlefield and he's just come back in. But there is a reason that it's upside down. And I feel that that is because it is about kind of finding that courage to go out on that battlefield. Not literally, but metaphorically. To stand your ground on that battlefield. And to bring into reality whatever it is that you want to bring into reality. Even if other people are kind of questioning your reasoning as to why you want to do it the way you want to do something. And it's come out with a Hierophant as well. An energy for me of commitment, faith in something, and I also feel kind of the ability to stick to something today. So this is about you keeping to something, committing to something within yourself. Because the Hierophant can be to do with it can be to do with couples, and because there is the rings here as well. And you do have kind of the 10 of Earth twice in your reading. So this could also be to do with family issues. But there's a need here with these three major arcana cards, two of them exact same energy, one in reverse, one up the right way, and this up the right way as well. And it is literally saying to me that there's a need for you to find that faith within yourself, to ask yourself, what are you committed to? What do you want to be committed to? What do you want to commit to, find faith in, hold true to. And I feel it is about the self as well. I feel that it is about you finding that within yourself, Aquarius. And as we move into the future, you start here with the Ace of Cups. So there is this uprush of love. It is the Ace again. It's an energy that comes in and it needs direction. It needs somewhere to channel, to go into. It's a very large cup of love here as well. But I get the feeling, because it's come out with some interesting cards, and it came out with the Magician first of all in reverse, which is saying to me, somehow I'm getting the feeling as well with these two Emperor cards here, that this is saying to me that what you're manifesting, you're not happy with, Aquarius. Because these two energies are also about kind of bringing things down and making them concrete and bringing them into reality. Both these Emperor energies. Like I said, this one to me is talking about your courage to be able to do that. And this one to me is talking about the actual creative drive, what you need to put into it to make it real. And it is very, you see here him sitting in his purple robe, it kind of is a very divine colour to me. So it's almost like there's a divine kind of connection behind it, which could also have something to do with this card here as well, because this is also about divinity, the Hierophant. The Hierophant being originally known as the Pontifex, which was the bridge between the spiritual, the God realm, and the human realm. The Pontifex, the priest, he was the one who bridged that energy. Whereas today, more and more people are finding that within ourselves. We're finding our own bridge, our own connection to the divine energy. But that doesn't mean that we don't have to battle with other people's ideas of it, which I think Aquarius could be part of the story here for you as well. But because it's come out, like I said, the Ace of Cups has come out with this Magician upside down. I get the feeling that either there's kind of something isn't being manifested at all, like there's a blockage here, like this energy wants to come in but it's not being allowed, like you're not manifesting what it is that you really want to manifest, Aquarius, whether that comes to love or not. But interestingly, it has come out with the Lovers card, the card of love or lovers, again in reverse. So this is talking to me about a situation where, and this is in the future, this is the energy that's coming in. I just get this sense of dissatisfaction, of not feeling content, not feeling that you can trust love. Not just that you can't trust having a relationship, but there's some reason that you can't open yourself up to this, that you don't want to manifest this, Aquarius. Because this card is usually upright. It's saying now's the time for you to bring everything together and to hold it all and manifest it, bring in that energy. But because it's in reverse, I just get the feeling that there's a reason that you don't want to do this. There's a reason, there's a blockage, there's something that you don't want to bring into reality, you don't want to manifest it, which again is something that I'm also feeling with this energy here as well. But this is moving away and this is moving in. It's also come out with the Page of Water, which is the energies of Scorpio, Pisces and Cancer. And it is saying to me in reverse, that there's something here about the child within you that needs to be loved, Aquarius. But this is about you loving you. This is about you learning to love you. This is the energy that I'm getting from this deck, from this card today. There's a need for you to nurture something, but you're not wanting to look at it. You're not wanting to manifest it. And it's come out with this World in reverse. So this is about endings, cycles, things ending, things beginning. But because of the cards it's come out with as well, I just feel that this cycle, whatever this is about, you don't want to finish. You don't want to look. You don't want to see. You don't want to feel it. You don't want to understand it. This is what this is saying to me, because this is all about you having all your tools ready to manifest something. So you've got the caduceus, which is your creative energy. You've got the swords here, which is your logical mind energy, the actual thinking process involved. Caduceus, the creative, the drive, the fire, the passion. And you've got your you've got your cup here, which is literally this cup here, but because it's upside down, nothing can be put into it, and anything that is put into it is just falling out. And then you've got your Ace of Pentacles here, which is what we kind of started off this story with earlier. This reading started off with the Ace of Pentacles as your challenge. And it being a card, for me, in this particular card, the Pentacles represents the actual physical realm. This realm here, this kind of very physical, patriarchal, kind of masculine driven, if you like, energy of doing, the doing energy, the creative doing energy. But it's saying to me here that you don't want to do any of this. You don't want to put your drive into anything. You don't want to think about it. You don't want to put your passion into it, your drive, your emotions. You don't want to put them into it either, because this is what this is saying to me here with the Love card. You don't want to look at it. But there is this cycle here which is coming to a close. And the overall feeling that I get from this reading is that this is about you loving yourself, Aquarius, enough to value who you are and what you can do, and to believe in yourself enough, because whatever has been in the past here with this Six of Cups, the nostalgia and the melancholy and the memories and the kind of holding on to all of this, has got to go. You've got to let it go in order to move beyond this here. And the card that came out with these two cards is the Queen of Fire. And I feel that when you do this, when you do let all this go, when you manage to acknowledge, again, you see, you've got all these tools here. You've got your wand, which I've only just realised as well. Quite interesting. You've got your caduceus, your wand, your creative energy. You've got your sword of cutting through, perception, as we were talking about earlier with this queen as well, this perception, seeing beyond things in a way. Your cup here as well. And because this came out in the upright position as well, it's kind of saying to me that, you know, your cup could overflow, but this is about you. This is about you filling your cup up. This isn't about somebody else doing it for you, because if it was, it would be a different card. It would have the Two of Cups or the Nine of Cups. But it's the Ace of Cups. So it's saying to me that first of all, you need to do this for yourself here. For yourself. This is you, Aquarius. to me, this represents you. This represents the little girl or boy, the child that has been kind of left behind, shall we say, or ignored, not allowed out to kind of enjoy things, because it's in reverse. I always, whenever I see this card, I always think she kind of looks like she's been in the play box, and she's kind of got herself dressed out of the play box. Her hat is too big, her dress kind of looks too big, as if she's having to hold it up, and here she's kind of saying, look, you know, this is me. You didn't know I had this towel, did you? You didn't realise that I was this person. You thought I was somebody else. And so I kind of get the same feeling with this here as well. But it being in reverse, I'm kind of getting the feeling that you're hiding. I don't want to say hiding, but there's something that you're keeping. Yeah, something that you're keeping hidden, something that you're not completely showing, a side of yourself that you're not completely showing, because you yourself are not completely sure of it. And this is what I was saying about these kind of, you know, the same, all these, and the pentacle here as well, they're all the same here that the magician has got, but they're all in reverse. So it's kind of saying that there is this energy of you not wanting to move forward with something. You don't want something to end. You don't want something to come to completion, to a full cycle. And you're trying to kind of hold something back, which is also what I think this card is about here. Maybe it has got something to do with kind of growing up for some Aquarians as well, but I think on some level it's deeper than that. But these two cards, as I was saying, came out with this card here at the very end. The fire queen, the queen of fire. And she is very creative. She's a visionary. She's somebody who holds her dreams close to her chest, just like she's holding this candle, which is kind of warming her, but at the same time it's kind of illuminating her heart from behind it. You can see that candle flame with that kind of red heart in the background. So it's almost kind of saying that this is you, to me, learning to love yourself again. That this is you learning to love your life again, learning to love your dreams again, to believe in your own magic again, Aquarius. But you also do have this star down here as well, which to me is very much connected and saying, like, this is what you need to focus on. Stop taking your focus off of all of this stuff, whatever this represents to you. For me, it kind of represents suffering of life, illness, disease, all the kind of situations that are hard and difficult in our lives. And put your focus onto this beautiful star here. And there's a kind of, for me, a kind of connection here between these energies of you kind of lifting your head up and focusing on that star. And focusing on your own heart and your own dreams and your own passion and your own desires. Rather than, I feel, other people's, which you may have done in the past, Aquarius. Trying to please everybody else, or trying to fit in. Maybe there's also an element here with these cards that are moving away, but kind of trying to fit into a very kind of conventional system when you're not a conventional person as well, Aquarius. It could have something to do with that too, that you have struggled to kind of fit yourself into something that you are not. And to try and be happy as well. There could also be elements of that in this card as well, with these two cards. To try and be happy with just this physical, material world, shall we say, with the rewards as well that you're getting, but they're not completely feeding you. That's what I get this sense of here. It's kind of an empty feeling down here. It's not feeding you. It's like you want something else. You're looking for something else, maybe on a higher divine level as well. Seeking something. Something else. And I think, Aquarius, that something else is your own strength, your own confidence, your love of yourself. Acceptance of yourself. Knowing who you are. And standing up for it as well, which is kind of what I think this is about as well, this courage that has been moving away. This energy is moving away. So these are the messages that I have for you today, Aquarius. I hope that it has been of some help to you. Oh no, before I finish your reading, I will just say that I did pull a crystal card earlier for you when the reading first started, and the card that I got for you, interestingly, was the rose quartz. Now it fell out with another card. It fell out with a kunzite card, but this was the card that I felt was appropriate, and I didn't even know what this card was. When I first saw the kunzite card, I thought to myself, oh, that's rose quartz, and then I realized it wasn't. And this card was laying face down on the table, and I thought, that's the card. So I picked this card up and turned it over, and it said rose quartz, and I thought, now that's interesting, because I had a feeling somehow that rose quartz should have been around for you, Aquarius. So I'm going to quickly read what it says, because rose quartz is all about self-love. And the reason that I'm pulling crystal cards as well at this moment in time is because I think that us actually having, if you have some rose quartz, Aquarius, you should keep it on you as much as possible at this moment in time, and kind of keep it on you, play with it, talk to it. But I will read this. I'll read what it says about, if you have drawn this card today, consider those that you need to forgive. Make a list of the people who you feel have wronged you in some way. It might include your parents or family members who did not treat you kindly. Perhaps you resent them for not preparing you properly for the difficult demands that the world would place on you. You may also think of friends who were disloyal or turned against you when you needed them most. At the top of the list may be a lover or a spouse who had committed to a relationship of caring and trust, and who has disappointed or abandoned you. Or are you angry at yourself for some perceived deficiency? Mentally hold these people in your mind, including yourself, and open your heart to each one. Speak to them. Tell them that you forgive them and release them from your resentment. Let them know that you see that they are trying, like you are, to find out how to live in a very challenging and confusing world. Tell them that you know that they are wounded too. Surround them in white light and bless them on their journey here. After you have sent them all the love that is in your heart, take the list and burn it with the flame from a white candle. This act symbolizes your letting them go. You no longer hold them or yourself in emotional bondage. Automatically, the weight lifts from your shoulders. Your heart is open, free, and filled with love. So I'm just going to quickly remind you of this card here, because I had no idea that it was going to say that. But this, to me, is very appropriate, because this is the candle, although it's not white, this is the candle that if you write your messages down, that you can then burn your list of all the people that you feel have hurt you, wronged you, upset you, and caused you to feel pain and suffering, which is what I feel this is about as well. So Aquarius, like I said, I do hope that this has been of some help to you. I have done other readings. If you're interested, if you feel that this reading doesn't resonate with you, there are other readings that I have put out there, the 2020 readings, and I will be putting other readings out as well for the rest of the signs, so you might want to check them out as and when I do them. Also, I'd just like to say happy birthday, Aquarius. It is Aquarius season, and happy birthday to all you Aquarians who've had your birthday, all of you who are yet to have your birthday. I hope you have a wonderful time. Also, thank you very much to those who have subscribed to my channel. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please could you do so? Also, could you like up my video, because it helps get it out into the bigger kind of YouTube world. And also tap the bell to receive future videos. I'm really trying to grow my channel this year, so if you subscribe to me, it would be a huge help just to get those numbers up. And I thank you very much for watching. Also, if you feel the message may be of help to anybody else, please share it. And hopefully, Aquarius, I will see you back again sometime later. Take care.